Camille games, which one would you like to take a look at?
Uh, the most recent one.
The most recent one. All right. Okay. It looks like you were against Wukong, and your teammates Sona Lux bot lane. Now that's a little bit tricky to deal with, but let's see how it went.
Yeah, I would like to learn how to deal with that too.
Mm-hmm. All right. Grasp of the Undying. Okay.
Yep.
All right. You are on the blue side, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so let's begin. And as always, uh, what I do in my sessions is we first check over the things that we can fix outside of the game. And in this case, these are the runes, the summoner spells, and the champion choice. So let's take a look at the runes you chose. You chose Grasp of the Undying, Shield Bash, Bone Plating, Overgrowth, Magical Footwear, and Biscuit Delivery. Now, can you tell me why you chose these runes?
Because I know Wukong is a really strong champion for long trades and all-ins, and I know this game I want to do short trades so I can end up winning the lane phase that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Grasp of the Undying is a very fitting rune for that purpose. And the rest of the runes like Shield Bash and because I know Camille's passive is very good with it, and Bomb Plate because I know Wukong wants to go all in, so I can't reduce the amount of damage I get at the start, and Overgrowth, so I can end up being a little more tanky in the end.
Okay.
And well, and Desperation runes. I picked boots because I want to get my power spike on mid game more fast, and biscuits because of the sustain.
Alright. I like all of the rune choices on the first tree, the resolve tree.
Yeah.
This is pretty much standard Camille runes. Do you know any other runes that you would go on Camille other than these?
Yeah. You can go PTA
Mm-hmm.
or Conqueror.
All right. And in this case, you do not want to take PTA or Conqueror against Wukong, right?
Yeah, because I know I kind of think he wins that kind of traits. And PTA I think it was good, but I opted for Grasp.
I think Grasp is always going to be the safer option, especially if you want to play not towards, you know, champions that can definitely all in, have a very strong all in potential because they stack their conquerors really quickly and then they just keep on um, fighting and fighting, like Wukong or Irelia or whatnot, right? So in this case, yeah, taking Grasp is really nice. Now, I don't know too much about the boot choice here. Why did you take Magical Footwear?
Because Trinity is a very expensive item.
Mm-hmm.
So you normally get the boots around your power spike, which is Trinity, which I said before, and you can you have to pay like 300 less gold. And this game is especially good because I think it allows me to get really fast Ninja Tabi.
Okay. Of course, you would get it quickly if you are able to kill the enemy, right? But if you're
Yeah,
not able to do it, then you're gonna have a boots at 12 minutes, right?
yeah.
Okay. Do you did you think that some other choice might be better other than the boots?
Uh, I don't think so because I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know if that's the most optimal choice, but yeah.
Okay. All right then. Um, with your explanation, I am totally convinced that these are the the runes that you should go for this game. So let's get into the gameplay. And you said that you wanted to go mainly focus on the splitting aspect, but you know, in order for us to focus on the splitting, we have to look at what happened beforehand, because sometimes you might not be able to do the splitting itself that well because of what happened in the laning phase. Maybe you got too far behind, or maybe you gave up some crucial CS and you are like an item down and you cannot split anymore, right? So we're gonna go through some of the laning phase, and then we will move on to the mid game and see how you're able to manage the split. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright then.
Okay.
So, looks like everyone's pinging top lane for some reason.
Yes.
Okay, what is the logic behind this invade?
Because we have Blitzcrank.
Right.
We know it's, and I know it's a very powerful champion on invades, and mainly we invade from top lane because it's not very respected at this elo.
Right, right. But do you think Hecarim will start red?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think he will start on either red or raptors.
Alright. So there's no one here. Okay, Hecarim's there. He's blind. He doesn't see you. Okay. Alright, good start. You guys you get first blood.
Yeah, true.
And you know, okay, pause here. Actually, I don't know if you want to go home right now. Because if you go home right now and you purchase your item, you're gonna lose the first 3 minions that arrive to the lane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which means you're gonna lose lane priority. Wukong's gonna hit level 1 first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And I want to ask you, do you want to get level 2 first over Wukong?
Yeah, I do. To be honest, I didn't realize the wave that was pushed already. I don't know if that's what. And yeah, that's what happened. But I think I don't lose the XP, but I lose the gold of the 3 first minutes.
Alright. Well, let's see how it goes. But you do want to get level 2 before Wukong?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because Wukong is has a good level 2 with the EQ combo. And if you are Camille level 1 that has upgraded W, you cannot face it.
Camille wins that level 1 trade against Wukong, right?
Yeah, level 1 wins, but level 2, a level behind of level 2, you don't win. You don't win.
Okay then. So you do not miss the EXP, which is very nice. Yeah, so you can definitely hit level 2 before him. I was just wondering, maybe it was pretty close, right? If you recalled a little bit later than that, you could have missed those minions and then not being able to hit level 2, right? But now,
Yeah,
but now you're in a good spot because you have an item advantage, so you should definitely try to trade with him a lot. And okay, so this is good. You don't have to push the wave at all. Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, you're level 2 now. Now what you can do here is you can just bully him. Like, hey, there's nothing Wukong can do now that you're level 2. Like, you can just move up and deny him from getting the XP of these melee minions, while you can just last hit whenever these minions get low, right? But let's see how you played this.
okay.
So you last hit this, and he's level 2 too, but you have the minion advantage. I I think you can play a bit more aggressive by using your W to trade with him more often, but this is still okay. And actually what you can do here now is you can just start hard pushing this wave.
Yeah, because in this at this part I saw Ekrim going to red with the ward, so I want to push so I can help my jungler or avoid a gank.
Right. Alright. So this is good. This is really, really good. Very nice start to the lane. And thanks to that level 1 invade, you basically knew where Hecarim was starting. So... Alright. Fantastic start. And the way you manipulated the wave there to help your jungler there was really, really nice. So let's see if you can keep this up, and then we will move on to the mid game later on.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so the wave is now gonna push towards you, and I'm wondering, what do you want to do in this case now?
The ideal situation will be that the wave pushes towards me and I can freeze nearly tower, so I can avoid Ekrim's pressure. And I can set up a gank for my jungle, but I think it's very hard because it's a Karthus and he's pathing bot.
Yes,
so...
right. But even if Karthus is pathing bot, this is a very dangerous scenario for you to be in, right?
Yeah, I agree.
You don't have a lot of minions behind you to protect you from the Wukong all-in, and also you don't have any idea where Hecarim is at the moment, right? You just know that he died over here, and he probably might be pathing towards top lane now because he took the jungle creeps on the blue side already. So this is a very dangerous position for you to be in, and you might wanna ward somewhere here.
Okay.
So, I like how you're trading though. This is very good. And you have an item advantage as well. So you can just last hit and let the wave push towards you. Although I'm a little bit concerned about Hecarim. But very nice trades. Very nice trades.
Yeah. Hecarim is bot lane right now.
Alright, alright. Then you can go ahead and play more aggressively. You are with Okay. Mechanical mistake there, right?
Yeah, I missed the E.
Yeah. And now you are similar health with Wukong. Of course, you do not want to ever miss your E in just a 1v1 matchup. That is going to hurt you a lot, as you can see. So at least you're landing your W's consistently, so that's very good. Now you have to be a little bit careful here. Because you're starting to run low on mana, and I'm not sure if you have your potions yet. Okay, you still have one more. Okay. Right. Whenever you have the opportunity, you can always go with E and then use your W. Yes, yes, very nice, very nice. You see that Hecarim is in the jungle and you... Alright. Karthus 1v1s him. That's fine. And you can see that this Wukong is playing really scared at the moment because he keeps on losing these trades. And because he's playing scared, he cannot push the minion wave, and, you know, this makes it so that the wave is constantly in front of his turret.
Yeah, and that's not the ideal situation for me.
Right, so you want to hard push this wave, and then you probably want to go back home, but the next wave arrives already.
Yeah, I think I push hard this wave.
Okay.
I remember properly.
You have to push this hard. Okay, Wukong TPs. Very nice. You don't have to use your TP, by the way. Alright,
Yeah.
so you can just back. You can just back here. Right, I am genuinely surprised with how you played the laning phase here. I think you have a very good understanding of how to trade with Camille against Wukong and how to manipulate your waves as well. So I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how you ended up losing this game because you guys had have such a fantastic early game. So we'll see
Yeah.
what happened. Okay, so you come with a Phage, and you're building towards your Trinity Force while Wukong only has a Sheen. You have to be very careful still. You wanna just continue with those short trades, and hopefully Wukong is not going to all-in you, because that would be a bad scenario. Alright, this is bad. This is bad.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have used my E to get away, and that was a a very bad flash too.
Right. So you can instantly see what went wrong, right? You noticed it, and I noticed it the moment that it happened, and it's right here. That is the moment where you pretty much lost the trade because you decided to go all in on the Wukong, and as I said, you have to still be very careful. You were winning the short trades a while ago, but you didn't kill him, right?
Yeah.
All you did was you forced him to play more safely because he was losing those trades. But now he is full health, and you're not in an advantage other than the first blood that you got from Hecarim. So you have an extra item, but that doesn't mean you can still try to aggressively trade with Wukong like this. Your E after level 6 should not be used to engage on Wukong. It should only be used to run away. Right?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Because as you said, Wukong is a champion that has extremely good all-in potential where he just uses all of his skills and all of his auto attacks. So that means that you need to play much safer than when you were playing before level 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this case, it was unfortunate that you used your E that way. Now you don't have an escape plan other than your flash. But
yeah, and I messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you understood that even if you used your flash, you would have still died because Wukong himself has flash, right?
Yeah.
So you were hesitating on using the flash, and because you hesitated at the last moment, then you panicked, which made you use your flash, and now you are at a disadvantage, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So what is the takeaway from what happened here? The lesson to be learned is to understand your matchup, and not just during the early game, right?
Yeah.
You have to understand your matchup during all points of the game, and this is for the laning phase in general. But once you start splitting, you're going to still fight Wukong, right? So you have to think, how does Camille do against Wukong before level 6, after level 6, after both of them get Trinity Force? You have to keep thinking about how the 1v1 will go. And in this case, I think you should have realized that Wukong level 6 will pretty much win Camille level 6 unless you poke him out beforehand, right?
Yeah, I totally agree.
You have to constantly poke him out with your short trades if you want to be able to win the level 1 as Camille. But if you're not able to do that and you fight him when both of you are full health, you are going to lose. So yes, the lesson to be learned from this scenario is you have to understand your matchup. And one way to do that is you can just keep playing, right? Just keep playing Camille, and you'll eventually meet a lot of Wukongs. Or you can start watching VODs from people in higher elos the Camille Wukong matchup, and then you can get an idea. So this is how I'm supposed to trade. This is how I'm supposed to play the lane after level 6, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay then. So this is unfortunate, but this is definitely not the end of the world, right?
Yeah.
Because
I totally agree.
because you forced the TP from Wukong in the early levels, you still have your TP, which means you're not going to lose this wave. Now I'm a bit concerned that, yeah, I'm a bit concerned that you teleported on that particular minion there a while ago.
I could not have traded with him, so I should TP the tower because of the large amount of minions that he has, and I lost unnecessarily HP.
Yeah. So next time when you're going to teleport, there is no option, or not an option. How do I say this? There should be no scenario where you actually teleport to one minion when all of these minions are there. That only happens if maybe Wukong is about to die. But if he's full health, always teleport on your turret, because this is very risky, right?
Yeah.
Even if there were like 6 minions here and you teleported to one of them, you will still lose the trade, right? Because you just came to the lane and Wukong's now level 8. His Q is gonna do a lot of damage, right?
Yes.
So when you die and the enemy top laner has a lot of health, just teleport on the turret if you don't want to lose any unnecessary HP, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, so this is still not over. Wukong probably went back home now, and what do you want to do in this case now? Do you want to slow push this wave and wait for the next wave so that you can then crash it on the turret? How do you want to play this out?
I think I try to freeze the waves, but a minion enters, gets in the tower range, so I kind of messed up.
Right. But you have to understand this. You cannot freeze this wave. No matter what you do, you cannot freeze it. And the reason behind that is because the next wave that's gonna come will come faster than the wave from the red team. So no matter how hard you try, you cannot freeze this unless they have like an extra minion or 2 extra minions or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this scenario, even if the minion goes in the turret, or even if he didn't, you wouldn't be able to freeze this.
Yeah. So in this situation, I should make a slow push, which is kill the backline minions, right?
Well, you don't have to kill the backline minions. You can just last hit at this moment.
Okay.
Because it's going to be hard to kill, auto attack these minions if Wukong is there, right? So it's a bit risky. Yeah.
No, but I meant the previous wave.
Oh, the previous wave.
Yeah.
You can, but it's not necessary actually, because you're actually slow pushing this wave at a good pace. You will get the third wave also together with this wave, and both of those waves will crash onto the turret. So this is the ideal scenario.
Okay.
So now the next wave comes, and you have to start hard pushing this wave. You have to push hard. But I realized that you're pushing a bit slowly. But I think it's still okay, because yeah, it's still fine. It's still fine. All right, that's good. Now I think you can get a turret plate here without losing health. And I really like what you did here, right? You know, if you attack this turret, you will get like this low, or you might even get to half health, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really impressed that you just decided to stay here and collect the turret gold because you knew that Wukong will punish you for trying to get the turret plate. So that's very good. Now I think there's a good chance for you to ward. Alright, so you decide to ward the Tribush. And there's one thing that you also need to understand is you can't just play a 1v1 in the top lane, right? It's always going to be you, Karthus, versus Wukong and Hecarim. So in this case, you're playing against Hecarim, and the thing about Hecarim is wards rarely ever stop him because he is extremely fast.
Yes, I
Right.
agree.
The way he comes is he will start charging up his E around here, around this area, and he'll come like this, and sometimes that might be already too late. Sorry about that, but anyways, yeah, sometimes that might be a little too late. So what you want to do when you're warding against Hecarim is you want to ward like entrances, such as over here in the map. Can you see the pen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to ward over here, or the Tribush is fine. The Tribush is fine in some scenarios because he can also come from this way and he can also come from this way. But ideally, I think you want to have more deep wards in the jungle if you really want to protect yourself from Hecarim. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. But of course, if it's some other jungler that doesn't come like a car, then you don't have to ward that deeply into the jungle.
Okay.
Alright, so this is good. The way you're trading right now is really good. Right. So remember when we were talking about how to use your E, right? You cannot use your E that aggressively or else Wukong will punish you for it. And he was going to punish you for it, but he misplayed. So he lost his ultimate. But if that was a good Wukong, you would have probably died there.
Okay.
Right. So maybe you might be asking, okay, when do I know when to go for the E trade and maybe your Q, right? It depends, right? If you're playing against someone else, maybe not Wukong, probably let's say Ornn, then that's totally fine. You can keep on doing that. You won't get punished that much. Or maybe a Maokai, or let's say think of some other weak side top laner like
Mundo, I don't know.
Mundo. Yeah, Mundo. Does anyone still play Mundo? Yeah.
I rarely see it, but
Mundo is another one, maybe even
Kale.
Kale. Yeah. So you have an idea of what matchups you can actually punish, but in this case, this is not one of them, right?
Yeah, at least while he has R, I cannot be that aggressive. I agree.
Yeah. You can even do this against Vladimir in the early levels because he's kind of weak early and you have surprising sustain even though he also has sustain. Anyways. Right. So now the wave is at a good spot and you can just do short trades like what you're doing right now. Okay, so that was very nice, and the reason why that was very nice is because you took into account that Wukong used his ultimate, right?
Yep, and he used his clone before.
Yes, so you knew that if you went all in, you would probably win the trade. So that's very good. And the wave is at a fantastic spot for you. So you can freeze this. You just have to tank these minions Perfect, perfect. Now by the time Wukong comes, he's going to lose maybe 2 waves worth of experience and gold. But of course, you have to be a little bit careful because you're running low on HP. So you have to make sure that Karthus is, ready to help you because you're kind of running low here on HP.
Yeah.
But this is good. If you recall here, I think Wukong might come and break the freeze. Oh, but it's a cannon wave. Never mind. Okay. We're good to go. Alright. So you make that back to lane. Big accident in the bot lane, but that's none of your business.
Yeah.
Just ignore it.
The Karthus actually played really well this game.
You're right. Alright. So this is standard laning. I don't have any issues with how you're playing at the moment. Yes, just keep on trading. Not like that though, because you might get punished by it. But thankfully Wukong didn't go for the all-in. Okay then.
Not much to say.
Yeah. I'm there's nothing for me to pick on at the moment.
I knew Irelia was by the sun, so I played a little more defensive.
Alright, very nice. You got Wukong maybe up to half health, and then you decided to go for the all-in, and you also knew that he didn't have his clone anymore. So, very nice. I think your laning phase is absolutely spectacular. I'm just really confused how you guys lost this game.
Summary is that Irelia got a lot of kills and Lux and Sona killed her. So.
Okay. So now you should have a Trinity Force. So, very nice.
And Ninja Tabis.
And Ninja Tabis.
Which I think is very good.
This is a fantastic start for you. It could have gone much worse, but this is really good. So you can pretty much say that now is around where the mid game starts. The early game is over. So what you want to start, you don't just want to stay in lane, right? You have to start thinking about using your teleport to help your team around the map, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I do not want to see you use your teleport to get back to lane. I want you to save the teleport.
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. And around this time, I think Karthus wants to go Herald, so I hard push.
Nice, nice. Right, I think this Rift Herald, unless Karthus has different plans. Oh, he's meeting Aurelia
Ah,
at the moment. Okay. Right. Yeah, don't go. Okay, good decision. He's dead anyways. Yeah. I think you have to really rush your Tiamat second. That way you can push the waves much faster.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, do you see the warding position in the map?
Yeah, I do not have. Well, I kinda expect them to be on Herald, but I don't have any ones, so I should be more careful.
Do you not have any wards at the moment?
I think I don't. Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Yeah, so
I
you
do.
see that little 1 next to your big 8? It means that you currently have 1 stack of the ward
Ah,
available.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you do have a ward, and this is really dangerous, but of course you're Camille, so you have your flash, you have your E. Now, I'm not really saying that much because I'm confident that you can still get away from Hecarim and Wukong. But I wanted you to pay attention more to the ward in the bot lane. That ward right there can win you the game. And why I'm saying that is because, oh well, I thought it was not going to expire soon, but it's because if the enemy bot lane right here, right? They're right here. So and Wukong and Blitzcrank are nearby. So not Wukong, Lucian and Blitzcrank. This is
yeah,
actually the perfect timing to teleport to this ward and get a double kill onto Sona Lux. Right?
yeah. But at this moment, I think I saw it, but I see to the Echoim on the riverside, so my teleport might get cancelled.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And I think it's dangerous to leave the lane now because Echoim is around the zone and he has Herald.
Mm-hmm.
So if I leave, I may lose the 2 towers.
Right. So that was very good that you noticed the Hecarim nearby. And thankfully, it's because you placed a ward here, which you had a stack of, so yeah. I'm very impressed with how you were dealing with the lane. Okay, there's a party going on in the bot lane, and you decide to TP here?
Yeah,
Aurelia's here.
I wonder if they could handle Idolia. I realize they don't.
But yeah, good teleport. Nice. Okay, buddy, are you sure you're in the elo that you need to be? Are you sure you're not one of those people like secretly um, masters or grandmasters and then telling me to coach you?
I'm actually not, but I think I can get a higher rank.
I
But
mean,
it's kind of hard at top lane, and I want to fix my mistakes so I can do it easily.
okay. I mean, so far, the only clear mistake that I saw you do is that one big trade where you've burned your flash against Wukong. But other than that, you've been playing the game really, really well. I really don't have any complaints. Okay. And maybe that's why you were telling me you wanted to work on the split push aspect, because that really it doesn't have to do with how you lane, right? That's pretty much all in the mid game.
Yeah, and I think split push it's a big factor on late game. On
Mm-hmm.
late game, that is very good on top laners,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easily to carry with a split pusher normally than with a tank.
Right. Okay then. So, right, let's get into that part of the game now. At the moment, you are comfortably sitting at a Trinity Force, a Tiamat, and building towards a Hydra. Ravenous Hydra, right?
Yes.
Yes. And Wukong is probably building Death Dance second, I think.
Yeah, I
But
think so.
but currently he is behind. Now, I see you're heading towards mid lane, and this is the correct choice because your team might die here. But unfortunately they misplayed. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Right, and I think the reason why it didn't go well is because you were not familiar with how Sona Lux work, right?
Yeah, I think it's my second time against it.
Right. So what you need to be very careful with Sona Lux is after they hit level 11, both of them, they will have a couple of items ready if the laning phase goes just okay. And you see they both purchased Athenes. Now what does this does? Uh it gives so much more power to their shields because their shields start healing. And you saw how Irelia was not dying, pretty much because Sona with her heal and then Lux with her shield. There's just too much sustain. So what is the ideal way to deal with Sona Lux in this case after they hit their power spike? And they're just gonna continue scaling. It's really difficult to deal with them. Do you have any ideas how you can deal with Sona Lux?
I think executioners may be a way.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe focus them on team fight, but I don't think it's that worth because my team might get destroyed while I do that.
So yes, getting the executioners is one option, but I think the other important option that you have to consider is just not fighting them at all. Sona Lux is always going to stick together with the team. They are like a big giant ball of death. Right? And
Yeah.
you being Camille is actually pretty good against them because someone has to answer you in the side lane, right?
Yes.
So if your team is, for example, in the mid lane like right now and they're getting collapsed on, it's a good choice to help them, but only if you're confident that you can actually help them. And in this case, you were confident, but the problem is your team misplayed and you ended up dying, right? Your Karthus mainly, because he got caught there. So what you should be doing now is you should constantly force the split push. That is how you're going to win this game. Because Sona Lux in the team fights will always win your team comp. Your team comp is not going to win against theirs in the team fight. It's just impossible. I mean, take a look.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
Sona Ultimate, Hecarim Ultimate, Wukong Ultimate, Irelia Ultimate, plus the mobility and sustain from all of them. It's impossible. So the only way you win this game is by split pushing.
I agree. I think this game. I think this is around the time when I mistake because I overstick with my team. Actually, do that.
Yeah.
And I think, well, I will explain it later when it happens.
Okay. Okay. Alright. So, unfortunately, the circumstances are very bad for you, mainly because they already got 3 dragons and your team has none. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So, this is a very difficult situation for you already. Considering also that Lucian and Blitzcrank are pretty far behind compared to the enemy bot lane. I think in terms of gold, they're yeah around 1,200 gold behind. And
And I,
yeah, only you and Karthus are doing better than your opponents. So the thing that you have to do here is, yeah, you just have to keep split pushing. And what is the correct way to split push? The correct way to split push is to apply pressure, always win the 1v1, but not get collapsed on by the enemy team, right? So in order for the split push to work, in this case, let's say you're pushing the bot lane, you need to have vision around the river if you don't want to get collapsed on by Hecarim. I'm confident that you can probably win 1v1 against Wukong at the moment by, you know, doing short trades and escaping when he goes all in. But I don't think you can win 2v1 against Hecarim Wukong.
yeah, and I think I don't win against Irelia. It's fast CP2, so she can silent me.
Yeah, I don't think you can actually win 1v1 against Irelia, which is a really, really big problem. Maybe if you play it very well, like you play around the minions and make sure she loses her 5 stacks on her passive, and then you go and try to kill her. That might be the only scenario where you can actually 1v1 Irelia, but she's pretty fed at the moment. Yeah, she has 2 core items already. Yeah, so this is a very difficult situation.
She might kill me with her passives and only making auto attacks on me, so it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Because Rain King and Withstand are powerful items for that purpose.
So, yeah, you're not able to push the turret right now because you don't have vision of the river, right? You're playing really cautiously at the moment. I think you're wasting a bit too much time here. You really have to... Alright. Right. Uh-huh.
That all was unnecessary, yeah.
Yeah, that all wasn't necessary, but you wouldn't have won that 1v1 anyways. Wukong and Irelia, they're both kind of like similar champions where they go all in and they expect to kill you, right? And I'm not sure if you noticed Irelia or not, or did she come out of the vision? Right. So you saw her, and I think your immediate reaction should be to back off, right?
Yeah.
But you decided to trade, and you got hit by her E, and that's the end of it, right?
Yeah, I think my thought progress was that I should auto her to get
the shield,
move speed, the shield and the move speed, and then E on the wall. But I think, yeah, that I could not escape there.
Yeah. Right, and because you died to her 1v1, your job as a split pusher is pretty much over, right?
Yeah.
Unless someone else comes to split. Now this is really, really, really bad because your team cannot win a 4v4 against them, and there's no one to stop the Irelia. Yeah, it's a very difficult situation. So as you can see, if you change the perspective, this Irelia is fulfilling her job as a split pusher because she was able to 1v1 against you and kill you, and she is applying pressure to the turret while her team does something else on the other side of the map. So someone has to come and stop her, right?
Yes.
Yes, but no one is at the moment because there is a party going on in the mid lane. But this is bad because, you know, you're probably gonna lose 2 turrets out of this. Okay, you're back.
Yeah, in this situation, I think I want to hard push or maybe a slow push bot lane so I can go and Nashor to help my team.
Hmm.
Anyway, have soon TP, but there's a party going on top, so it's kind of difficult.
Hmm. Hmm. Alright, let's take a look at what actually happened before you came.
Okay.
Right. So you have teleport available at the moment.
Oh.
And you see this happening. And you see Sona Lux are coming. It's difficult. Even for me, I'm looking at the situation. I'm not sure if you should have TP'd earlier or not. I'm being honest with you. This is very difficult to assess the situation because I thought Irelia would die here.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so I was like, you probably don't have to TP, but she's fucking strong. So because of that, you know, I can see that you were hesitating on your teleport as well, right?
Yeah.
You thought, the fight is over. There's only Blitzcrank. What's the point of me teleporting here anymore, right?
Yeah, and I think it's more useful save it for objective. But if we won that fight, if we get that fight for sure, I think it will be worth for doing Nash.
Yeah, but unfortunately, both your mid and jungle died before that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I go in because I'm confident for winning, but I did not expect it to be.
Right.
And I got constantly hit by Let's. Yes.
Right. Yeah. So in that case, there's one thing that you need to know, and it's that you should never walk towards a team fight. Well, what should have happened actually, for you to save time and resources, is instead of walking all the way from bot lane to top lane, you know, you should have just kept on. You should have just kept on looking like this. Like you're pushing the wave, and you keep looking at what's happening. You keep looking like this. You just keep on pushing the wave, and then if you see that there's an opportunity for you to teleport, you teleport. You should never walk towards a team fight unless it's really close. Like if you're in bot lane and there's a dragon fight going on, then you can go without teleporting. But if it's on the other side of the map, it's a big waste of time for you because you could have gotten probably 3 extra minion waves if you didn't walk towards there and also died, right? It was a big waste of time.
So the most optimal way of doing is just push bot lane and try to get vision around bot lane if I want to keep going, right?
Right. But you also have to understand that you are in a very difficult situation. I think this game, how can I say? I think you played pretty well, except some few times when you got solo killed. But other than that, I think this game is just very unfortunate because, oh, thanks for following. Oh, I got a notification, but I can't see who followed. Yeah, I can't see who followed. But anyways, right. There's a very unfortunate situation because your bot lane is losing, and your mid lane is losing against Irelia. So it's basically up to you and Karthus to pretty much carry this game. But the team
Hmm.
composition wise, it's also very difficult, right? I mean, look at your team. It doesn't have that much synergy compared to theirs. Theirs have so much sustain, so much engage, so much mixture of AP and AD damage, while yours is, what is it? It's not even like a um yours is more of like you can try to capture people with Blitzcrank Hook and your E, but then you don't really have that good follow-up because these people are, you have two mages on the team and then you have a short range AD carry. It's just, yeah, it's just from the draft and from the luck of the players that you got. I think this is one of the most difficult games for you to win, and you can consider this as one of those games that I think no matter how well you played, you would have probably still lost.
Yeah, I can agree, and that's the thing that tilts me the most. I think that losing a game without being able to do anything, it's
Right.
kind of.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, what is the way that you can reduce the chances for you to get these kinds of games? What is the way that you can increase the likelihood that you can still win a very hopeless game like this? And I think the only answer for you is in this case, since you're playing Camille and you're split pushing, if Wukong comes and tries to answer your split, you have to solo kill him. You,
Hmm.
if your team is doing good by themselves, you don't have to solo kill him. You can just play safe and collect the wave and then TP whenever you see fit. But because you are in such a desperate situation, you pretty much have to solo kill the enemy. You have to test your limits.
So if I understood correctly, I
Hmm.
should go silent, and if Wukong comes, I should solo kill him,
You should try
and
to
that's it.
solo kill him, yeah, because if you don't do anything, you're just gonna lose.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. The thing that scares me the most is that I know I cannot 1v1 Irelia. So if Wukong decides to not sidelane me, and Irelia comes, I think that's the big issue.
Right. But if Irelia does come, you of course have to play safe because there's no way you can 1v1 her, especially with how strong she is. So the option that may happen is if Irelia comes, that means Irelia is not somewhere else. So you are kind of like keeping her busy, and hopefully your team can do something about that because now they don't have to deal with Irelia, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's nice. Yeah.
Hmm. So even if Irelia comes, you're keeping away the most powerful member on the enemy team with you, and Hecarim and Wukong are not doing that good compared to you and Karthus. So if there's a 4 versus 4 fight, there is a slight chance that your team might win, very slight though, but it's possible. Uh, so even in this case, no matter what, you have to split. You have to keep split pushing. You have to force either Wukong or Irelia to answer the split. No matter what happens on the other side of the map, if your team is dying 4 versus 4, that's none of your business. Okay, that's their fault.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to keep on pressuring the turrets, forcing someone to come, and then hopefully your team is smart enough to understand that you're pressuring the turrets and that they should not be losing a 4 versus 4. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, may I ask, my way to, I mean, if I want to split push, I should do it no matter what the team does. That's what I mean, the team should be should endure, and try to not fight at all. So that's what I have to think, right?
Okay. When you mean by no matter what, it's not no
Well,
matter what, right? It depends on the situation. If your team is trying to go for Baron and you are in the top side of the map, then of course you want to stop splitting and you want to go help them, right?
yeah, of course. But I mean, no, I should not worry that that my team fights. I should trust them, right? I mean, because it's obvious to me that I should, if I push, we may have an advantage at least in one lane.
Mm-hmm.
But um, but the issue with me, I think it's I do not trust my team to not fight, and that's the big issue.
I see. But you have to think about it this way. You picked Camille, and Camille
Mhm.
is essentially a split push champion like Jax, like Tryndamere, and other maybe Fiora. She's one of those solo carry top laners. And
Mhm.
if you start team fighting with Camille instead of doing your job, you're losing your only win condition.
Okay.
hmm So as I said before, you just have to keep split pushing no matter what. In this case, because you're playing Camille, uh, instead of trying to help your team, on these like pointless team fights that they're going to lose anyways, just keep on split pushing and hope for the best. What's important is that you are winning the 1v1 versus Wukong or versus Irelia. Well, you don't have to be winning Irelia, right? You keeping her
Hmm.
occupied is winning already.
Okay.
hmm So, yeah. In this case, it's unfortunate how the events rolled out. It's just the way it's just the way that League of Legends works. You're not gonna get good teammates all the time. So, as you can see, they're going for Baron here, but you have teleport at the moment, but you realize that none of your team is ready to be taking this Baron, right?
Yeah, but I think they fight anyway, so I end up tipping. I think, yeah, that's it. But to be honest, I don't know why they try to go there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so you shouldn't have teleported there. Um, it wasn't going to work no matter what you did. So you just had to continue split pushing and hope that none of your teammates are stupid enough to actually get caught there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah. I think you die here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and losing that too, and that's the end of the game, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I am I am happy that I got to see this game because I got an idea of how good you are during the laning phase. And if you're good during the laning phase, that solves like 50% of the problems, right?
Hmm.
Mm. So the other 50% now starts with the mid game and decision making. And that's where I want you to focus on, right? In this case, we try to think about split pushing. I noticed that you were trying to help your team a lot. So let's summarize. Split push. It's hard to write with the mouse, but I'm gonna try my best. Um,
Okay, don't worry.
you have to pressure turrets when you're split pushing, and you have to help team only in good scenarios, good situations.
Hmm.
And there were so many bad situations where you decided to go help your team with a teleport, where you just walked there, and that ended up uh, not being good for you because you weren't able to split push, right?
Hmm.
Mm.
True.
So, and the other thing that you need to do is you have to win the 1v1. Now there's a lot of meaning when I meant winning in this case. You do not win against Irelia. You cannot solo kill her, but you're keeping her occupied, and she has to answer your own split push. So that means your team has time to do other stuff in the map because they don't have to deal with a fed Irelia. So you're basically kind of winning the 1v1 in that sense. As long as you don't die, of course. If you die, then you're losing. When you're playing against Wukong, then you can try to solo kill him because you are ahead, because you have an extra core item, because the Wukong is not that good. I don't know. There's a bunch of reasons why you may be able to win the 1v1 against Wukong. So that's how you want to think about split pushing. You have to do this, and you have to commit to it. You can't just be like, I'm gonna split push and I'm gonna also try to help my team. No. You are a split push champion, and you have to split push. Okay?
Yeah, I have to try. Okay, I understood. I have summarizing. I have to what you say, that keep Irelia occupied because it's a big issue in the game, and I should trust that my team does not take bad fights. If I am not wrong.
Yes, because even if you don't trust them, and you go and help them and you die, then it becomes such a bad situation for you, and you end up not doing what you're supposed to do. Maybe you might not understand this concept very well because you're playing Camille. Camille has more team fight potential, or more potential to help her teammates than other split push champions do, and maybe that's why you're thinking, I can't really just split push all the time. But imagine if you were playing Tryndamere or maybe Yorick. These champions, or maybe Illaoi actually. Illaoi is one of those champions that can't really go and help her team. She needs people to come to her, right?
Yeah, and situations of disadvantage are the best for her.
Right. So if you play these champions, then you might start understanding that they only split push all the time, right?
Yeah, I think with Ilaoi, I think that I don't group up with my team I at all, to be honest.
Exactly. And that is what she's supposed to do. And I think that's what you have to learn from Illaoi and apply it to other champions. Of course, you don't want to ever group up like Illaoi, but you don't want to group up that much when you're playing a split push champion. Of course, this will depend on the kit of the split push champion. In this case, Camille is really good in team fights still compared to Yorick or Illaoi. But that doesn't mean that she's going to stay in lane that doesn't mean she's going to help her team most of the time. No, she is still going to keep on split pushing most of the time. So yeah, I think if I were to summarize the one thing, if I were to summarize everything into one sentence, it's just that you're helping your team too much. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
I agree.
you're helping your team too much, and you are not split pushing enough. Okay.
Yes.
So, I'm not sure if you want to continue this coaching session with me. Did you find it helpful? Do you think I'm going too slowly, or?
No, I think I found it very helpful. Yeah, because it's a big issue with me for solo queue, and I think I feel like I deserve a higher elo, but it's with Camille at least this happens a lot.
Right. Okay then. Then we can probably continue these sessions in the future, and I think there will be a lot of games where we can learn more about split pushing. In this case, there wasn't a lot to learn from other than the fact that your team, basically just fucking inted so many times. So, and you tried to help them because they kept inting. Those are not very good games, but let's say everything was equal. Your team is your team is doing okay and the enemy team is doing okay, but you lost because you made a bad split push decision. Then those games are quite interesting to review, right?
Okay.
hmm So I guess in the next session that we have, we're gonna still do Camille because I just want to keep seeing how you improve with her specifically. And yeah,
O-
oh,
Okay. So, uh, we okay. Okay. Sorry. Sorry.
it's okay. You can just say what you want.
I was going to say that. Well, so in the future, you're down to to have another coaching session to watch how I improve with the split push, right?
Right.
Okay. I would love to. So, okay.
hmm Okay then. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Uh, Not too much. I think that's the well that if it's normal to top laners to have a hard time on solo queue for things like this. I was wondering.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, you'll get better at it. All right then. So I guess that'll be the end for today, and I'll catch you in the next one. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
thank you for coming, and see you again.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.